I recently discovered that my cornmeal jar is practically empty. No problem though, because all we have to do is grab our popcorn, get the grinder, and get to work. Hi, and welcome back to our homestead. This is Lori, and today what I wanted to tell you was why we use popcorn instead of regular cornmeal and how we get it from the popcorn state, like we get it in the store, to this, and then how do we get it to cornbread. So we're going to be doing that today. We're going to be doing some grinding, we're gonna make a recipe, and it's gonna be fun. And then my family is gonna eat it for their supper. I have had a hankering for some cornbread for a while, and I've been out. And since the past couple of weeks, we have all been down sick. That's been on hold. But finally got to do that today. And so I'm gonna take you through the process. Now, this isn't something new that we've been doing. We have been grinding our own wheat and corn and other grains for about 16 or 17 years. I was doing the math, and I think that we got our grain mill in about 2008. And so we've been doing this for a while. It's done really well. We have the Nutrimill Grain mill. When we first got it, we about wore it out making bread. We did a lot of wheat. I was making lots of bread and rolls and pizza dough and lots of things. We started right at the beginning making our own cornmeal from popcorn. We would get a bulk bag of 50 pounds, and at that time we would get it from Sam's Club. And through the years we have gone and replenished our supplies. And the reason why we got the popcorn is we have several reasons. One of them was when we first got our Nutrimill Grain mill. When I looked through the manual, it actually recommended popcorn for making cornmeal. And popcorn is also really good for making grits. And so we do that. We make a coarse cornmeal. We can make a corn flour. We don't usually do that. But then we make kind of a medium cornmeal that we use for making our cereals in the morning. It's kind of a cross between grits and your cornmeal mush that they used to make back like in the colonial times. It's very easy. It's like a good alternative to cream of wheat, because we all like something different. Our boys like their cereals sweet. I like mine savory. And so this is a good happy medium for making a breakfast in a flash, because we can make a pot. Doesn't take that long. You just, make it similar to grits or cream of wheat. And I eat mine with butter and nutritional yeast flakes and sometimes vegan cheese, and always savory. The boys always load theirs up with raisins and peanut butter and brown sugar. They like theirs sweet. So we can do it and everybody's happy that way. So this is how it comes out when we make it in our Nutrimill. This is about how we do it. I'll show you in a spoon. It is about the consistency of regular cornmeal, and of course with the Nutrimill mill you can set it to go coarser or more fine depending on how long you want to process it and what your needs are going to be. But the biggest reason for us for using popcorn, still as of 2023, popcorn is one of the crops that is still not genetically modified. Almost all of your corn, of your field corn, much of your sweet corn is now genetically modified. And we don't really feel comfortable eating that on a regular basis. Of course, when we're out and about, it's sometimes unavoidable, but in the home and the way that I cook, I We always try to avoid GMOs whenever feasible. Another reason why we like to grind popcorn and we like to keep it on hand, the cornmeal from that, is because it's just a lot fresher. When you grind your own grain, you have the whole grain from the whole kernel of corn. You don't have it degerminated, and you don't have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and they took this to make flour, and they took this to make cornmeal, and they took the other part to make grits. You have the whole grain, and so it's a whole food. It's much better for your body. You get all the vitamins and the full fat and the minerals from the corn. So that's a very good thing. It's more nutritious that way. And our family has, in fact, our boys grew up with this. I don't remember the last time I bought a bag of cornmeal. Okay, this is how we do it. We just store our popcorn in a big old 5-gallon bucket, and I only have this much left, so it's time for me to order some again. And we were getting our popcorn from Sam's Club. We were getting it, it was like $50, 50 pounds for like somewhere around $30 for a big bag. And so we've had this popcorn for quite a while, and now from what it looks like, at least our local Sam's Club doesn't carry it anymore. So I'm looking for another source, and I found a restaurant supply source out of Knoxville, which is about an hour and a half from us. And so I'm Monday going to be pursuing to see if I can get it actually ordered through our bulk food store. And if they can do that, then we'll save on shipping. Otherwise, I'll go to Knoxville and pick it up, because the savings is substantial. Okay, so what I have here is our Nutrimill mill, and we have had this mill, I'm pretty sure we got this mill in 2008, so it's pretty old. And they've changed the design. They still have the Nutrimill, but a lot has changed in the Nutrimill. But this is the old style, and we're going to use it until we can't use it anymore. For some reason, since I'm talking, I'm having a hard time hooking it in here. I'm doing this in our laundry room because I have a plug handy, and sometimes it gets dust everywhere, so I don't really want to do it inside the camper. I have to make sure that it catches. And so we do have the additional hopper on. You can just do it like this, where it's just a little bit in there, but I always try to do several loads at a time. It's pretty simple. Just pour it in the hopper. The main thing you have to do is make sure that this little thing doesn't shift when you fill it up. So I do have a jar in here that I keep, and sometimes I use that, but often I just dump it. Okay, that's not full. It can be fuller. And the cat is going crazy thinking that I'm pouring cat food. Okay, that's probably pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, no need to overfill it. Okay, and you have on your grain mill, and this is still the same either if you have an old or new design, you can go at a high speed or a low speed, and then you can go finer or coarser. And so I like to make mine, wherever we are here, I like to I'm making cornmeal today, and I like to make it a little bit in the middle. I don't like it super fine. I'm not making corn flour today, although I can. It just takes longer. And if you go really coarse, it will make really good grits. I know grits typically are from hominy, but these popcorn grits are really good for the morning. Makes a good cereal. So I'm going to put mine somewhere in the middle, but I'm going to put it somewhere right in the middle, and usually when I turn it on, I have to kind of adjust it. Okay, it started right off because I already had it turned on. I'm going to pause it for a moment. Okay, two things. It's best if you haven't run it for a while to throw away the first part. Okay, I just ran that little bit of time and I got this much already. And you see the bottom of my bowl has been patched because it's had a rough life.
quieter, I hope they are. But I usually go away and let it do its thing and keep my ear out because it's so loud. If we turn it coarser, it'll go faster. I set up mine for 20 mil.
Okay, that's all there is to it. It's really simple. It probably took about 10 minutes to grind, and we're going to check on how it came out. I did it more toward coarse, probably 3/4 of the way over, but I didn't want it to be 100% grits. So, let's see what we got in here. Okay, this will last us a while, you know, even if we're eating cornbread a lot. It came out to be kind of a coarse cornmeal consistency. You can see that, but whew, that's how it is. It does have some grittiness to it, which is what I was after. I like something to chew in my cornbread, and honestly, I could probably do this at, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it at fully coarse for just straight grits. So I'm going to put this into jars, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to do 1 hopper full of extra coarse, because this is fine. This texture of most of this is fine for cornbread, but it's actually a little bit finer than I would want for grits. So, I mean, cornmeal mush, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm gonna make a batch that's coarser. So, and I'm not even gonna make a full batch. I'll probably do it just in the regular hopper without the extra addition. But this will give me cornmeal for a long time. I don't know how many cups this holds. I could look it up. It's been a long time since I've checked. But since I'm doing this today and it's already dirty, I'm gonna go ahead and do some more. I like to make sure that my cornmeal has cooled sufficiently after grinding, and then I just scoop it into these half-gallon jars and store it on the shelf. If I was going to be storing it for a very long period of time, I would probably store it in the jars in the freezer, but we've never had ours go bad. Okay guys, the cornbread really did hit the spot. I'm really glad I got 2 big jars of cornmeal, so that's enough to last me for a while. These are both 8 cups of cornmeal, but I will say that certain calamity did befall my Nutrimill. I caused a big thing, and now I have no more grain grinder. My popcorn was grinding really well for grits, and I just did not remember that I was supposed to keep it on low speed. So I turned it up to high because I thought it wouldn't matter, and it did. It broke so many of the teeth inside my grinding gears, and my mechanism is shattered. So now I'm in the market again. I'm going to be calling the company in the morning to find out exactly what I did wrong. I've been grinding this for years, and I've never had any problem with the popcorn. It's just this one time, and now my whole mill is broken. So I will be calling them. It's served us well for 16 years, and so I'm going to see what they recommend, and I will be ordering another one. It's hopefully I can still get in on the Black Friday deals because they're running some good ones, like $100 off right now. So I'm very bummed. I'm very discouraged about what just happened, but I will say that if there's a way to mess it up, I will find it, and it's just real life. They say keeping it real on the homestead. Well, that's what we do. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and today it got a little ugly. Oh well, it's real life. Hi guys, I posted this video and it was up for a couple hours, and in the meantime I got some further information and it kind of contradicts what I said, so I didn't want to be giving any misleading information, so I'm adding this on and re-uploading it. Hopefully that won't kill my views, but so be it. Okay, I wanted to tell you, I called Nutrimill today and I got a hold of somebody in their service department, and I wasn't actually making a warranty claim because my machine is 16, 17 years old, and so I just wanted to verify what did I do wrong, and because, you know, why buy another one if I don't know exactly what happened. So when I spoke to the serviceman, I explained in detail what happened. I ground a whole load of popcorn like this. It worked just fine. And then the next load, it broke. And I said, you know, this is what I did. I said it was already grinding, and I turned it from low up to high speed. And I said, I assume that is what caused it to break. And he said, no, oh no. He said, that should not cause it to break. And I was like, okay. He said, well, do you want me to give you the number of where you can send it? And I was like, well, it's not a warranty claim. I just wanted to find out what am I doing, because I don't want it to happen again. It's kind of important to me. And whoops, I'm driving, obviously. So he said, no, it shouldn't do that. And I explained it broke 4 to 6 of the teeth off. And then I also explained to him that the chamber, I noticed sometimes that it has flour in it. And he said, that is also a condition that shouldn't be happening. And so I didn't even know that that was something. I kind of had an idea that that would be something that shouldn't happen, but I didn't know for sure. And so I told him, well, you know, I'd like to find out what I did that was wrong. And he said, it doesn't sound like you did anything wrong. It sounds like something may have malfunctioned. And he said they would like to look at the machine. So he encouraged me to send it in. I have to send the whole top portion of my Nutrimill grinder in, and they'll take a look at it. There's no guarantee that they will replace it, because maybe it's something that we did and we didn't know. But what I said on my video was that I thought that me turning the dial up to high while it was grinding may have caused this, and he said no, that should not be the case. So he also told me that the motor and the grinding assembly both have a lifetime warranty. So even if the machine itself, the whole machine, has like a 5-year warranty, he said the motor and the grinding components have a lifetime warranty. You know, they always say limited lifetime warranty, and I never really know what that means. Some companies, it means basically if you use it, we're not going to cover anything. But it sounds like Nutrimill is not that kind of company. Like I said, no guarantee that they're going to do anything once they look inside, but it's worth a try. And he encouraged me to send it in so that they could lay eyes on it and see if there's anything that was actually wrong in the unit that was malfunctioning. So that's a little bit encouraging. And I thought, you know what, I'd like to just let you know that about the company, because they're a good company and they stand by their products. So anyway, happy grinding. I'm gonna re-upload this when I can, and I'll let you know what happens, if I get a new grinder or if I don't. Thanks for sticking around until the end, and I hope you give grinding popcorn a chance. I hope you love it. I hope your family loves the cornbread that you make, and let me know how that goes. Let me know in the comments. Please share this video if it's helpful to you, and please subscribe to our channel. We're still growing, and so every person who subscribes helps us just a little bit for our channel to be seen and get the information out there to others. So I hope you have a great day. Have a great week. Thanks.